National Union of Mineworkers will march to the union buildings today. They're protesting against independent power producers and looming retrenchments at Eskom, among other things. Members are gathering at Burgers Park in Pretoria. eNCA's Lirandzu Themba is following the protest for us, and she joins us now. Lirandzu, just go through what's the scene there now and what exactly is it that the union wants?
Good morning to you, Andrea. Well, the Burgers Park here in Pretoria is a sea of red, as you can see behind me. What you are seeing is NUM members who have basically taken time out from their Saturday morning to go and send a strong message to government. What you're seeing in front of you, Andrea, is obviously the messages that are going to be sent to government. One of them is the fact that the union believes there is an effort to privatize Eskom using back doors. Eskom must remain under the ownership of the state, and they are saying they do not want any privatization. And of course, one placard that's up there saying we reject the corporatization of Eskom. Just to give us a bit of a more detail as to why NUM is embarking on this protest, or rather this picket, this peaceful picket to the union buildings. I do have with me the NUM president. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Tell us, Mr. What message, a very strong one I would assume, what message are you really sending to government of the day today?
We want to send the message of government that in 1994 we have what is called the Reconstruction Development of South Africa, which adopted the laws that were relying on the situation of people economically, that they should get clean water, they should get electricity in cheap. But now, what the government is doing today, they take IPPs, standing people from outside, brought them inside Eskom, and they come and sell to Eskom 2 rand a unit, and Eskom is going to sell 80 rands a unit. And then there's no business whereby you can buy with a high price and sell with a low price. Intention here is to collapse Eskom. And our problem with collapsing Eskom is that Eskom is connected to the coal mining industry in South Africa. It's connected to big power stations. Many people are working for power stations. Many people are working in the mines. Many people have trucks that are doing business with the mines and both Eskom and the power stations. And there is a lot of taxi drivers who are doing business to take people to work to and fro. The community rely in this Eskom. So if Eskom is going to be systematically collapsed by the government, poverty is going to ravage the community and everybody. We don't know why the government want to shift, to drift away from our socialist program of 1994. We are not going to allow that.
You did, Mr. Muntetsi, you did tell me about the fact that you seem to see that there's going to be a second round of state capture. Tell us about that.
Yes, this is a second state capture, because when you take private sector to come and benefit from the entity of government, what does that mean? It means that you take people from outside to line up their pockets on the expenses of the workers that are going to lose jobs, and the community and the business of taxis and business of trucks, and collapse the power stations. Then it's a state capture, because then these smaller people that comes here are going to benefit from the budget of the government, only them, but the community are going to lose everything.
One last question. Is NUM opposed to cleaner energy?
NUM is not against cleaner energy. Cleaner energy must be independent and operate as an independent entity and compete with Eskom. NUM is fighting for protection of jobs, which is important for the livelihood of the community and the workers in large. We are not against clean energy. They can do it on their own. Let not them come and destroy Eskom. We are going to fight and defend Eskom with our blood and the mines in this country.
Thank you so much. That's the NUM president. Let's just hear it from the workers now, Andrea. What exactly is going on? Can you come and join us over here, my brother? Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. You spoke to me earlier on. Tell us about, the region that you come from, Mpumalanga. How is it affecting? How is the possible closure of coal power stations going to be affecting the people on the ground?
Thanks, Lirandzu. Look, at the small towns like Hendrina, Komati, Grootvlei, the morale is very down. People are very sad. They do not approve of this IPP because it really doesn't make business sense that Eskom is going to buy a kilowatt hour at just above 2 rand and sell it at 89 cents. That is just going to collapse Eskom. And collapsing of Eskom is going to create quite a lot of crisis for those communities. We're talking about people that have got houses there. We've got people that have got small business. We've got people that have got taxis. We've got people that have got trucks. And also the coal mine is going to be affected as well. It means those towns are going to be turned into ghost towns. Eventually the whole province is going to be turned into a ghost province.
That's very alarming, a ghost province, ghost towns. Let's hear from someone else, Andrea. Thank you so much, my brother, for joining us. Which part of Mpumalanga do you come from, and what's your primary concern as a person who works for Eskom?
I'm coming from a place called Witbank, which is dominantly a coal mining area. The economy of Witbank is driven by coal mining and the power stations which the government wants to close. So we're going to be affected in a way that high employment rate is going to be there, and the economy of Witbank is going to die. And when the economy is dead, that means our young people are going to face social ills such as drug abuse, even will go to summits non-stop because we'll be going to stopping abuses and all that. So, but what now is happening is that the public or the community in Witbank, it's very much disappointed in the government because if they wanted clean energy, they should have brought technologies in the coal-fired power stations so that emissions are reduced. We've got engineers in South Africa, we've got consultancy firms who are very much capable of consulting or coming up with ways to reduce the emissions that we emit into the atmosphere. By the way, South Africa or the Witbank area is not the highly polluting area. We've got the likes of China, which is very much industrialized. They are banning the coal from South Africa. Why are they not starting there? South Africa is still developing. We need a base load power supply to provide to our people at a cheaper or the lowest rate possible. Our people are very much poor. They cannot afford the current rate now. So why are they allowing the IPPs to be on Eskom's back? And when they are on Eskom's back, but they term them independent. What does the word independent mean? It means they stand alone. Our government seems not to understand this word. It's a simple word in English. They stand alone. They should not stand with Eskom.
Let's just leave it there. Thank you so much for that time. Well, you hear it, Andrea. People are not only upset, but they're also saying that it does mean it will translate to massive job losses. It will translate to a social catastrophe, not only in those towns, but in the whole province of Mpumalanga. So in a few minutes, we are hoping that we're going to be making our way to the union buildings, where we understand the memorandum of demands is going to be handed over. And we also know that the Minister of Energy, Jeff Radebe, is going to be accepting this memorandum. Over to you.